Hello, my name is Adam Schuler, and I recently published Trudge, The Road to Happy Destiny. Parables, prose, and meditations on addiction and the journey to recovery. Um, and today I'm here to answer some questions about writing. So, has writing and publishing a book changed the way you see yourself? Yeah, for sure. Writing for me began as a therapeutic process and really helped me to figure out my past and make sense of my present and have a clear vision for my future. Um, I was a theater educator for a long time until addiction uh, really stole that from me, or I gave that to my addiction. And that's how I processed emotion. So to lose that, I really didn't know how to process emotion, and really writing helped me to find that again. And so having that really helped me to see myself clearly again. Is there a particular genre you would love to write, but only under a pseudonym? Um, we'll see. I have some projects in the works that I think wouldn't really mesh with what my memoir and this book, Trudge, um, fit under. So we'll see. Maybe those go under a pseudonym. We'll see. As a writer, would you choose? What would you choose as a spirit animal? I think to quote Taylor Swift, um, I would be a tattooed golden retriever because I love golden retrievers. I'm very loyal like that and very fun and friendly and distractible, and I have tattoos. Um, what spiritual or therapeutic practices help you get in the right headspace? Um, I think for me, one of my meditative practices that I have found is building Lego, and that helps me stay focused and helps me clear my head every day. I think just meditation in general, and yeah. At what stage or stages of your life have you done most of your writing? Recently, as I said, I was so consumed with theater for so long that that really dominated all my creative resources, and so it wasn't until that was gone from my life that I was able to devote time and energy to writing, which is something that I'd always loved but never had the bandwidth for. What's the trickiest thing about writing characters of the opposite gender? Uh, I think the trickiest thing is not making assumptions about what their perspective is, and making sure to ask questions and stay open, and giving full autonomy, and not playing to platitudes or stereotypes. What do the words literary success mean to you? How do you picture it? For me, I never went into this expecting to be the next big thing in writing. I never expected to sell 800,000 copies in a week like Taylor Swift did in her first week of her book. Um, I wrote this for me as part of my journey, and if it helps someone else, that's the dream for me, and that's what literary success is for me. So, yeah. If you don't write for a living, what would you probably do for work? Well, I don't write for a living, so there's that. Writing for me is a side passion, and yeah. So right now I'm really focused on a career in recovery, and that's what I am focused on. Would anyone in your family disapprove of anything you've written? Hmm. Well, I have a memoir coming out in March. It's called Adam and Everything, and so ask my family in April, and we'll see. Does anyone in your family read your books? Yes, they've been terribly supportive of me in my recovery journey, in my life journey, in my literary journey, and I'm Who has been your biggest supporter of your writing? Probably my family, but also my friends, and that have been so supportive and loving. Because my work is so tied to my recovery, I have a lot of friends in recovery who've been so supportive of my work and writing, and that's been lovely. So, yeah. Do you have other writers in the family? I do have a cousin who publishes things in medical journals. I'm trying to think if others have published anything, but I don't know. But I think others have written things, certainly, but I don't know if they've published. Um, if you could invite any three people for dinner, whom would you invite? Ooh, they don't specify if it's living or dead, so I'm gonna go with dead. Um, because morbid, but also because I think if it's dead, then I have a dinner party for the ages that I would actually like to write a book, read a book about, because it has a very interesting commonality to it, these three people, and I think it'd be fascinating. So stay with me here. Judy Garland, Marilyn Monroe, and Princess Diana. Right? So, like, the conversations about fame and celebrity and just what their perspective was on it all, I think would be fascinating. And then that got me thinking, like, Judy and Marilyn had some overlap in time. So, did they ever meet? I gotta research that. Um, yeah, fascinating. But yeah, that's who I would love to have a dinner party with. Um, and I just love all three of those women. I think they are all just icons. Would you share something about yourself that your readers don't know yet? I have a memoir coming out in March. I think they do know that. I've shared that quite a bit. But I think there's a lot about me that you're going to find out in that. And I'm very excited for you to find out in that. I think something about me that they don't know yet is that I am also writing a lot of fiction right now. So after my memoir comes out, there are a few fiction books up my sleeve. I think the rest of 2025 I will be devoting more toward that. And so, yeah, I'm excited about those as well. Um, the one after Adam and Everything I'm particularly excited about. It's the start of a series. It's called Darling. It's about the three Darling children from Peter Pan, specifically John Darling, who is a character that I played when I was 12 years old, and I flew in a local community theater production. And it's kind of about what happens after Neverland. What happens to these characters that we see when they go on these childhood adventures, and the PTSD they suffer as adults, and how does that affect them? But it's also a fantasy, and it also kind of takes them back to Neverland and goes on a wild adventure. So I'm really excited about it, and I can't wait to share it with the world. If you had to describe yourself in just 3 words, what would those be? I would say creative, resilient, and fun. If you had the power to cure a disease of your choosing, what would it be? I would cure the disease of hatred, because I think the world is very sick with it, and I would like it to not be. Well, thank you for joining me. You can pick up Trudge, The Road to Happy Destiny on Amazon, available for Kindle and paperback right now, and you can pick up Adam and Everything in March. And keep following